Hey everybody, Brian Tro coming to you from Mossy Creek Fly Fishing with your fly fishing forecast. The date for today is Monday, the 5th of June. So first of all, I want to thank everybody who volunteered, donated, participated in the Mossy Creek Invitational this past weekend. It was awesome as usual. Just people from all over the United States flying in. We had folks as far away, veterans as far away as Alaska show up. The weather held out. The fishing was great. Typical Mossy days, you know. Really high highs and really low lows, you know. But we raised a lot of money for an awesome organization, Project Healing Waters Fly Fishing. So anybody that wants to donate to that, you can donate all the way till the end of the year through the Mossy Creek page on Healing Waters website. Well, we're still dry, everybody, really dry, and there is not a lot of rain in the forecast, actually hardly any at all. This unusual pattern continues. It's dry, but it's also going to be cool. So like here we are now, first week in June, getting close to the solstice, and nighttime lows in the mid to low 40s all the way through the whole week. Some days daytime high of 72, 73. Still more persistent winds out of the northeast and east. So kind of unusual. Lots of onshore weather for the last month, and I don't see the pattern changing at least this week. So dry and low is what we've been talking about. Our bigger rivers, the Shenandoah and the James, they're fishing great. Yes, they're low, but they're low for this time of year. So they're fishing kind of at the water levels you would find in August, which makes for great topwater fishing. Still catching them on frogs, catching them on bugs. Damsels and dragons are starting to hatch a lot more. Still haven't heard my first dog day cicada yet, but I imagine here in the next week or so we'll start hearing them as well. So the bass fishing's been really good. Suspending patterns in the shallow waters, your conehead bunny muddlers and things like that, and murditch minnows and game changers and in not too deep water. Crayfish patterns, sculpin patterns in your deeper water, and then bugs and frogs on top. It's been really good. All right, get out there and enjoy some musky fishing too. The musky bite has been really good. Water temperatures are perfect for musky. Their metabolism's through the roof. They're putting on weight. They're eating like crazy. So get out there with your sinking lines and your big giant 14-inch long dead roosters and go catch some giant musky. Harvest is underway for the delayed harvest streams. So for those of you who like to go to Bat Creek delayed harvest, Passage Creek delayed harvest, Peddler delayed harvest, North River delayed harvest, those streams are going to get picked over and picked out. Okay, so I would say from this point on, probably stay away from those because you're going to be fishing for nothing at some point soon, if not already. Brook trout fishing is getting tough, but it's still really good. The bugs are there, the water temps are there, it's just the flows are low. Look for your wetter drainages, look for your ones that hold water better, look for the ones that flow north or east or west. The ones that flow south have a bit more exposure and are a little bit lower. Go to your streams that have better plunge pools. I'm not going to name names and give up little tiny brook trout streams in low water conditions, but any stream that has good plunge pools, it's just going to hold water better. It doesn't really matter how low it gets. The pools stay nice and deep, and the fish have more cover, and they're easier to catch. Okay, but definitely longer leaders. Definitely getting down on your knees and taking a lower approach. The drakes are hatching like crazy. We're like at peak drake right now. All right, all color drakes. Make sure you have your coffin flies, your green drakes, yellow drakes, slate drakes. They're all hatching. There's still March browns out there that are hatching. There's still random caddis that are hatching. And then the stoneflies are really showing up. The big Great Eastern stoneflies, they're all over the place. If you want to imitate those on the surface, stimulators, things like that. Your little yellow stoneflies, which are so prevalent, they're going to start hatching in bigger numbers, and those will be really important into June. And then there are terrestrials everywhere, okay? And when the water gets low and the fish get desperate, a well-placed ant is almost unrefusable, okay? It's a go-to. So get up there and enjoy the brook trout streams. Just be sneaky, okay? Be careful how you do it. I don't wear waders this time of year because it just gets warmer and warmer. But wearing like a nice pair of like long guide pants from Sims that we sell here, those lightweight pants that are made to get wet, those are nice because the stinging nettle and the poison ivy is really grown up back in the woods. And so brushing up through all that stuff, it's nice to have a long pair of quick dry pants on. All right, moving on to the spring creeks. Same story there, low and clear, but fishing is pretty good. You just, as long as you have the right approach, okay? That's one of the hardest parts about a creek like Mossy. People always like to blame the fly or be like, there was no fish in this run or whatever. But standing up high on an 8-foot high bank at 12 o'clock noon with the sun directly overhead and the water crystal clear and low is tough on those creeks, okay? The fish are pushed into undercuts. They're up underneath the Eladia beds, okay? There are not a lot of terrestrials on the spring creeks just yet to have the fish kind of being on the prowl looking all over the place. That's going to change very soon. So for right now, we've got some drake spinner falls in the evening, and we've got pretty good trico numbers mid-morning. Those are the windows where the fish could be up and looking up and getting on rhythm, okay? In a couple of weeks from now, there's going to be so many beetles hitting that water, and then slowly but surely the hoppers as we go into July and August, that the fish will be more alert to splats and plops here and there, and you can call them out with those bigger meals. Right now we're kind of in between. We've got some leftover really good mayflies, but those are going to start to peter out in the next week or two. So fishing small streamers, fishing little nymphs. I like a PMX. A PMX can be a drake. The PMX can be a hopper, and I like to hang a small nymph off the back of that. Keep it tight, you don't want to have these 3-foot droppers because you'll just be in the moss all day. So keep it kind of on a short leash. That's a good way to fish that creek and kind of prospect right now if you are out there just in the middle of the day. So anyway, that's pretty much it on the fishing side. On the extra news side, for those of you who are watching, do not forget Father's Day is coming up, okay? It's coming up in less than 2 weeks, okay? And some people say, it's just really hard to find stuff for my dad. Not at this store, it's not, okay? We've got Father's Day gifts here. We've got what they need. Stop by and ask us, or ping us online. We'll find something great for the father that you think is hard to shop for. Also, on the news side, we've got the mobile truck, Mossy Creek fly truck machine is going south this weekend on Sunday, the 11th of June. We are heading an hour south to Lexington to see our friends in the Lexington area. So all of our customers that are in Lexington, around Lexington, or heck, you don't have to be right nearby. You just want to go to an awesome brewery and eat some good food and hang out with your buddies from Mossy Creek. Head down to Devil's Backbone. We'll be putting out all the details through the email and through social media, but head to Devil's Backbone in Lexington, okay? Not the one over in Nelson County, but the one in Lexington, the outpost. And we are going to be there, I believe it's from 12 to 7. So we're going to be there for hours and hours, answering questions. We've got all the fly fishing goods that you'll need to stock up on for the year. But more importantly, we're going to be teaching all day. We're going to be teaching, doing presentations, teaching casting. If you've got a little problem with your cast, you need worked out, you come see us. If you've never cast before, you come see us. And we have a lot of fun. We'll have a couple beers and hopefully make you a better caster and angler. All right. So that's for next weekend. The weekend after that, Father's Day, the truck will be in Richmond. So be on the lookout for that too. More information on that beginning next week. But we will be in Richmond for Father's Day, Hardywood. So it's going to be pretty awesome. Again, thanks to all of our support for Healing Waters, and I will see you all next Monday.